Okay, so quick time. All right. So we're gonna start with linear equation, of course. Linear equation is gonna be one of the first thing I want to be able to do. And I assume like probably half of you guys gonna do this first question wrong, even though it's kind of easy. So we're gonna start with something that's relatively easy first. Solve linear equation. What's a linear equation? Which is x to the first equation, right? So this is my first question. 6 minus 2x plus 1 equal to 7x minus 3. Okay, so I want you to solve this equation. Let's start with the first one. Hopefully nobody got it wrong. Hopefully. That part you feel better? You feel better? You can watch the stream afterwards. By the way, if you don't know what a stream is, write it down. YouTube. So if you, in case you're sick, DJYUF. So you can subscribe, click like, and comment. Because if you don't understand something, go back and rewatch a video. I kind of explained as much as I can. Now let me ask some people's answers. Like, see, anybody feel comfortable with the answers? Andrew, what's your answer? 709. Anybody else get different answer? Landon, what do you get? 3/7. So 7. Anybody got 3/7? Raise your hand. He's the only one. You got 3/7. Okay. How about how many of you guys got 7/9? Ooh. Okay. Anybody else got different answer? What'd you get? 11/9. Okay, so we got 3 different answers. Anybody else have other than those 3 answers? Why do we have different answers? Why do you think there's a different answer to occur? Yes.
Some people didn't follow PEMDAS.
Okay, so where do you think PEMDAS occur?
You have to like do the parentheses first.
Okay, so what do I mean? What do you mean by that?
Like you have to do the stuff that's in the parentheses.
Okay, but what do you mean by that? Yes. -2 times x plus 1. Did anybody did this? How many of you guys do 6 minus 2 first? First step, raise your hand. Okay, 2 people. That's already wrong. And reason why you did it wrong because you didn't follow the PEMDAS. The PEMDAS says multiplication. There's nothing I can do with the inside of parenthesis. So it's not a parenthesis issue. It's a distribution, which is a multiplication. So Sydney was correct, right, Sydney? So what you should have done is you should distribute this to inside first, because you would get completely different answer, because it's going to be 6 minus 2x minus 2, because it's going to distribute, is equal to 7x minus 3. And then 6 minus 2 is equal to 4 minus 2x equal to 7x minus 3. I'm going to add 2x on both sides. That's going to give you a 9x minus 3 equal to 4. Is that okay? plus 3 plus 3. 9x equal to 7. X equal to 7 over 9. Yes.
We did 6 minus -2, what is it? 6 plus 2.
Are you talking about this and this?
Yeah,
Yeah, 6 minus 2 is 4.
but it's 6. Oh, wait.
It's 6 subtract 2.
Yeah, I was looking at the other.
So how many of you guys got 7 over 9? Raise your hand. You did good. 6, 7 over 9, you did good. Now, if you got, like, say, the other answer, that means the order operation is still not clear. So make sure you don't do that mistake. So pay attention to order operation. Does anybody has other issues? No? Are you sure? Before I move on? That's just a linear equation. This is just algebra 1. Pre-algebra 1, actually. Pre-algebra. Yeah, pre-algebra. But it's like this question is kind of tricky, so I would say probably algebra 1. So let me give you harder questions. Let me just give you one more try. So 7 minus 2, 3 minus 6x is equal to 5 minus 3 to the 2x minus 1. Okay, solve for this. And I want everybody to get the same answer rather than some people got a wrong answer. This is a very simple algebra 1 questions. We're not doing something very difficult yet. Make sure you pay attention to order operation this time. Yes, Emma?
It's 5 times 2 or 5 minus 3?
5 minus 3. If you got an answer, check the people next to you, see what they get. Hopefully everybody got the same thing. If you did not, let me know. Yes? Yes, of course. So hopefully this time you didn't make mistakes. 7 minus 2 should be 5. 3 minus 6x is equal to 2 times 2x minus 1, right? Oh, sorry, I did it wrong. I'm so sorry. That was bad. I did it wrong. My fault. I did it completely wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. That was embarrassing. My mind went blank. My mind's thinking about the mistakes rather than think about the right answer. So 7 minus 6 plus 12x. I swear I know how to do math. Sometimes I don't. 5 minus 6x plus 3. Do you get that? So 7 minus 6 is 1 plus 12x is equal to 8 minus 6x. So I'm gonna add 6x on both sides. So that'd be 18x plus 1 equal to 8. And then I'm gonna subtract 1 on both sides. So it'd be 18x equal to 7, x equal to 7 over 18. Is that okay? Okay. So make sure you don't make mistake like that. I was trying to think about a mistake, so I actually did a mistake. So sometimes don't do that. Okay, so This is good. So now we're going to give you a harder situation. So what if you have 4x minus 3 over 3 minus 7x plus 1 over 2 is equal to 4. Like this, right? Now, I will tell you how much you guys don't like fractions. You should not like fractions. Most of you guys don't like fraction. It is okay. I won't like fraction either if I were you. We had to figure out a way to get rid of them. How do I get rid of both fractions at the same time? Multiply by what, Ben? What is the reciprocal here? So what is that? No. Yes. Multiply by LCD, least common denominator. So in this case, least common denominator between 3 and 2 is what? 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply everything by 6. Why do we multiply everything by 6? Because if you look at the first term, that's going to distribute, that's going to distribute, that's going to distribute, right? But if I look at the first term, I just write down the first terms. 6 to 4x minus 3 over 3. Now remember I told you beginning a long time ago, I says always look for simplifications. Remember that? So 4x minus 3 over 3. Always look for simplification. Do you see any simplification? What is it? 6 and 3. So that'll be 2, right? So can I just write down 2 times 4x minus 3? Does that make sense? What happened with the second term? Well, I'm gonna do it here. 6 times well, be careful though. Be careful. Be careful here. Because it's negative 6 times 7x plus 1 over 2. Why is negative 6? Because of the subtraction, right? So if I distribute here, 6 becomes right here. So it'd be negative 6 and 2 right here. So can I simplify it down to 3? So it'd be negative 3 times 7x plus 1. So now 6 times 4, 6 also near times 4, that's equal to 24. Now it becomes an equation you know how to solve. So start with a very, very scary equation that you have fractions. The idea is to get rid of fractions. Right? The idea is to get rid of fraction. So now I can solve by doing ax minus 6 minus 21x. Now this is going to distribute to both. So it'd be minus 3 is equal to 24. So that's going to be negative, I think 13x. Is that right? Minus 9 equal to 24. Plus 9 on both sides. So that's minus 13x equal to 33. X equal to minus 33 over 13. And that will be an answer for this one. Even though this is a fraction, we can get rid of fraction all at the same time. This is a very powerful tool. Is if you see fraction, get rid of them. Yes. What? Because I divided by both sides by negative 13. So you can say 33 over negative 13. So 33 over negative 13 or 33 over 13, negative sign in front, or negative 33 over 13. They are correct answers. Very good question. Yes. Yes. Any other questions? I'm going to teach you one more question. I'm going to put a combination in a second, okay? So negative 2 over 3x is less than 6. How do I solve for this? Multiply both sides by 3. I like that. Because he says I can get rid of fraction. What happened 3 times negative 2/3? Negative 2x, right? Less than 18. Is that okay? Now, what do I do next? Yeah. Remember, when you ever divide it by a negative number, the inequality sign is going to switch. If you don't remember the switch, then you have problem. So only divide or multiply negative number on both sides. So only negative number, but if when you know that positive number, you don't change sign. You gotta change the inequality sign. Does that make sense? So that'd be x is greater than negative 9. Is this okay? Now, normally people don't know why they change. I'm going to show you why they change. Remember, I really emphasize on why rather than just memorization. I'm going to show you how to do it in a second. But I'm going to talk about one more thing. You have to show me the answer in terms of number lines. So that means negative 9 is greater than negative 9. Is that going to be on the right side or on the left side of negative 9? Right side. Is that open circle or closed circle? Open. Remember, it's open circle when it's greater or less than. It's solid circle, so open circle. Open circle. This is a closed circle when you have greater equal to or less equal to. Is that okay? Now we're going to talk about one thing on Algebra 2. Algebra 1, we talk about graphic notation. In Algebra 2, we talk about interval notation. How many of you guys heard interval notation before? Sydney, what will be the interval notation here?
I don't know, I just heard the word.
Oh, okay. Anybody who hear interval notation know what the answer is? Yes.
Negative 9 is less than x.
That's not interval notation, but that's a good answer. Interval notation is gonna like how you read something. You read from left to right. Unless you're Chinese. Chinese, you read it from right to left. And actually, you read it down and read it this way. So, but you're not Chinese. You're American. Well, today you are Chinese. Well, you're in my class. You're Chinese. So you read the answer is this one's infinity. This one's negative infinity, and the answer start at negative 9, comma to infinity. This one's going to be open circle. This one's open circle. So this is going to be parenthesis on both ends. Yes. So open also means parenthesis. And this means bracket. So if it greater or equal to, is it going to be bracket? Open is going to be parenthesis. Now, I'm going to talk about one more thing. Infinity or negative infinity is always parentheses because you cannot equal to infinity. I always tell students that there's only one person can reach infinity. Do you know who that is?
Buzz Lightyear.
Lightning McQueen, yes. Buzz Lightyear. You can reach infinity and beyond, right? So when this comes to infinity, it's always parentheses, never bracket. Unless you're Buzz Lightyear. And this part is always not equal to. Is that okay? Now, you got to pay attention. It's reading from left to right. The first answer looks like it's from negative 9 to infinity. So it'd be negative 9 to infinity. This is not a coordinate. This is called a interval notation. So this is called an interval notation. So I will ask you on the test is express your answer in interval notation. So you're gonna say from -9 to infinity, but after you graph it though. Now I'm gonna explain to you why that is. Hold on a second. Let's just say today I choose to do different way. And why do I change the sign when divided by negative? Normally nobody knows why that is. Including how I was teaching for a long time, I just told students just memorize it. But later I discovered why that is. Because technically you can add 2x on both sides, right? So it'll be 18 plus 2x, right? Technically I can subtract 18 on both sides. So that's going to be -18 less than 2x, right? If I divide it by 2, the sign's not changing because you divided by +2. So that'd be -9 less than x. Now remember, the x is not in the right orientation. The x has to be on the left-hand side rather than right-hand side. So see this opening is facing the x. You had to change it to here, -9. See that both answers are the same? And this is why, because you had to move everything to the other side, and you divide it positive rather than divided by negative. So you divide it by negative, the inequality sign change. Okay, so that is the reason why. Now, do you have to do it this way? No, just divided by negative is sign change. Divided by positive, the sign don't change. Now, I'm gonna put 2 questions into one level. Okay, 2 questions into one level. You're gonna have to give me all the solution, the graphic notation, interval notation. So if I talk too fast, let me know. And then Janisha look at me, it's like I'm talking too fast. Am I talking too fast? No? It's okay if I'm talking too fast. Yes, Diego. Hurry. Greater equal to 2. So now this is not equation. This is inequality. You gotta be very cautious. But very beginning should be exactly the same way. Get rid of fractions. Make sure you multiply every term when you're solving it. Once you solve it, when you divide it by positive, you don't need to change the sign. When you divide it by negative, the inequality sign have to change. Next thing is you have to graph the notation. And the following that, you have to show me the interval notation. So we're going to ask you the whole 9 yard. So this is all the way to the level of difficulty of algebra 2. So we already start going to a little bit algebra 1, algebra 2. Yes.
You only flip the sign if it's a negative.
Only flip the sign if you divide by negative. If you divide it by positive, you do not flip the inequality sign, ever. Hopefully you know how to get rid of fraction this time. Do you guys know how to get rid of fraction? Multiply both sides by what? Good. But you guys multiply every term though. Some people forget the last term. Last term also had to multiply by 20. If you forgot, you had to go back and change it. So hopefully you multiply everything by 20. Did you do that? Did most of you guys are finished or no? Still working on it? Don't rush. Get the right answer. So check another student, see what they get, if you got it. Okay, 20 by first term. What am I gonna get? 20 and 5 is gonna simplify down to what? 4. Did you write down 4 times 3x minus 2? Did you do that? You did that? You already wouldn't have the bottle. This is the hardest part, I feel like. Because some people want to distribute. Don't distribute. Simplify before you distribute. Always. That's why I talk about why do we need a multiply fraction at the very beginning. Why do I talk about 4th grade concept? Because it applied to high school level math. So what's 20 times 8x minus 2 over 4? What is that? -5. It's not +5. This one is going to be 8x minus 2. Does anybody is lost here? Raise your hand if you lost. Everybody got through this part, okay? Now, greater than or equal to 40. Is that okay? Now, becomes an equation that I can solve. 12x minus 8 minus 40x plus 10. Greater than 40. This one's going to be minus 28x plus 2, right? Greater than 40. Now we're going to be minus 2 on both sides. So being minus 28x is greater than 38. Now remember, I'm going to divide it by negative 28. Did you guys remember to change the inequality sign? That's going to be 38 over 28. This simplified down to 19 over 14. So it'll be negative 19 over 14. Is that okay? So negative 14 over 19. It's not going to be an open circle or closed circle. Oh, negative 19 over 14. Okay, I can't read. Sorry. Negative 19 over 14. Is that closed circle or open circle? Close. It's to the left or to the right? To the left. So it's less than, right? So we're going to write down negative infinity to infinity. How do I do interval notation?
Bracket.
Infinity is never bracket. Infinity is always parenthesis. Bracket is going to the solid dots. So bracket is going to close the solid circles. How many of you guys got this one right? Raise your hand. Okay, that's a good start. That's a good start. Anybody got it wrong? Raise your hand. Okay, Winston, do you know where you did wrong?
Yeah.
Where?
I didn't multiply 20 to like 2, so I did that threw out my hands.
Yeah. So a lot of time people don't draw the things. If you draw the thing, this is one of the things common people forget. Okay. Ashley, where you did wrong?
I want to apply every term by 20. Instead of like 4, -5, I did 20.
Okay, you didn't simplify it. The 20 and 5 and 20 and 4 did not simplify. Always simplify before you multiply. I always tell you guys, always simplify before you multiply. That's why we teach you how to do that very beginning. Anybody else got it wrong? Andrew, do you know where you did wrong?
Yeah.
Where?
In the very beginning, I only distributed the 4 to 3x. I forgot the -2.
Where's the negative? Oh, yes, you forgot. Okay, so always write this step out. Always write down this parenthesis, even don't skip step from here to here. Just go into, we'll take one step at a time. 4 times 3x minus 2 and -5. So this is a -5. A lot of people forgot to distribute the second part as well. not only in the first part. Does this make sense? This is a linear equation. Are we okay? Linear equation, no problem? Okay, we're going to talk about next type of equation. It's called square equation. How many of you guys know how to solve this? X minus 2 squared equal to 16. Solve for x. Yes.
You do square root both sides.
And what you get?
X equals 10. No, sorry. I'm stupid. X equals 6.
X equal to 6. Okay, so anybody disagree with him? Yes. It should be 2 answered. How did Isaac get 2 answers for the rest of you guys not thinking about 2 answers? Winston?
If it's equal square root of something, it could be negative that number. So
Yeah.
you have to count for both.
You have to take account of both sides. So for example, let's talk about a very simple idea. So x squared equal to 16. If you ever square root both sides like this, square root both sides, you must take account into plus minus. You have to have plus minus when square root both sides. Or I call it even roots. If you have odd roots, it's okay. Even roots is fine. Even roots where you get plus minus. Let's say x cubed equal to 8. You don't get plus minus because this is odd roots. So you're gonna have to do odd roots here. So if this is odd, then it's just 2, not negative 2. Because negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 equal to negative 8, not positive 8. So owning the even roots, owning 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Owning the even roots, if you do square root on both sides, you're going to get plus minus. Am I going too fast? So what happened? We're going to square root here, square root here, plus minus. And that's going to give you x minus 2 equal to plus minus square root 16. That's called square equation. Plus minus 4. What does plus minus mean? That means you have positive answer or negative answer. So that's equal to 2 plus minus 4. Because I add 2 on both sides. So it's x equal to 6, x equal to negative 2. So those 2 answers. Now, the reason why I go fast is because this is supposed to be something you already learned. But if you don't understand, ask questions. Okay, I want you to solve for this. Remember, isolate the square first, okay? Keywords, isolate the square first. %99% of students forget plus minus. Even my calc student, they just screw up last test. Even my smartest student forgot a plus minus.
Good afternoon, teachers and students. At this time, we are going to need to go on to a hold for weather. So be in your rooms or areas, clear the hall. Again, hold, stay in your rooms or areas, and clear the hall.
I get to teach more. Let's make up that day that we were outside in the gas leak. What's the first thing you should do? I want on both sides because you gotta isolate that before you can square root both sides. Because you can't really square root both sides until you add 1. Am I going too fast?
No.
So that's gonna be 2x plus 5 is equal to 9 and square. Now, how do I get rid of square root? Well, square root like this. And you must have a plus minus though. So it'll be 2x plus 5 is equal to plus minus 3. Is that okay? 2x plus 5 equal to 3. And 2x plus 5 equal to negative 3. 2x is equal to minus 5 on both sides, so it's going to be negative 2. And divide by 2 on both sides, x equal to negative 1. You minus 5 on both sides, so that's going to be 2x is equal to negative 8, right? Divide by 2 on both sides, x equal to negative 4. How many of you guys did not get this? Did not get this? Raise your hand so I can tell you where is it. Okay, what's your name?
Yeah.
Mia, so where do you do wrong? You forgot to isolate?
No, I just forgot to do the negative. I got 1 and 4, but I forgot that it's like a negative number.
Oh, you subtract 5 on both sides, yes. Okay, anybody else? Janisha, where mistake? You forgot to isolate. Always isolate the parenthesis. Okay, always isolate the parenthesis. Am I going too fast? Shante? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Did you make a mistake?
Yeah, I did. I forgot to isolate.
You gotta isolate first. Always isolate first. Jacob, is it okay? Okay. Now, I'm gonna give you a harder question. This is called square equation. There's something called rational root equation. So let's say x plus 1 to the 2/3 power is equal to 16. 2/3 power. 2/3 power. Now, with that being said, I'm going to show you a trick doing this kind of question. So if you ever have something like fractional exponents, you want to get rid of fractional exponent. The best way to get rid of fractional exponents is to apply this rule. A to the m to the n is equal to what? A to the what? What is it? M times n. So I'm going to do dot m dot n. Is that okay? So here's a question. That if I have x plus 1 to the 2/3 power is equal to 16. So 2/3 power times which number is equal to 1? Two-thirds times which number equal to 1? Why is 3/2? It's called reciprocal, right? So it's 6/6. So what you can do is you can do this. Now, instead of applying both n, I can apply both n is 3/2 power. 3/2 power. Like this. Now, here's what I say, even roots. If this is even, then that's even roots. So this must be plus minus for this particular part. So guess what? 2/3 times 3/2 is equal to what? 1. So it'll be x plus 1 equal to plus minus 16 to the 3/2. Okay, let me ask somebody. Let me ask Andrew. What is 16 to the 3/2 power? Yeah, I'll let you do it real quick. I'm gonna wait for you though. Because we got time, we're in the hole. I think this generation, like the hold on, Siren, um, like we make kids kind of soft. Like it's barely raining. Like we're gonna put it a hole because, like back in my day, we just let you walk home even like hurricane. It's like we told you to show up to hurricane day, and then we're gonna ask you to go home. But this day is like the soft. We baby you. Like make sure like you don't get rain on. 64 is good. So why 64? Because this is square root of 16 to the third power. You don't want to do 16 to the third power because 16 to the third power is way too hard. I don't even know what 16 to the third power is, but I do know what is square root of 16. So that's equal to 4 to the third power. 4 to the third power is a 4 times 4 times 4.
Good afternoon, Titans. Just a reminder, we are on a hold. This is going to delay dismissal for today. We are not going to be able to release at 2:20. So again, we are on a hold. We do need everyone to stay in their classrooms, stay in their hallways. They are not moving around outside. The storm cell should be clearing very soon, and we will be able to dismiss. But for now, we are on a hold, and we will delay our dismissal. Everybody have a great day.
So one of them is going to be 63, one of them is going to be negative 65. But only if this is even, you're going to get plus minus. If it's 2 over 3, then it's no longer needed, just the odd. Because if you have odd root, it's fine. Even root is not okay. So let me give you a question. Should I give you a hard one or easy one? Hard. Okay, I'll give you 2. I'll give you 2, so you can choose. So let's say 2x plus 3 to the 4 over 3. That's equal to 81. Now, if you want a harder one, it'd be 2 plus 3. 4 over 3 negative equal to 81. So one is easy, one's hard. So one is easy, the first one's easy, second one's hard. Negative 4 over 3. One's positive 4 over 3, one's negative 4 over 3.
Thanks for another great Titan day. Students, you are
We baby the kids this day. It's fine. You can walk in the rain. I love this. They should hold you guys every day. I can finish half the time. I can finish whole course half the time. But at least I'm not boring, I think. Am I boring? No. You don't want to like, I don't know. Davis hold you for like
Oh my. Miss Davies or Mr. Davis?
Davis.
Mr. Davis, he is.
So let's start at the very beginning. 2x plus 3 to the 4 over 3 is equal to 81. So how do I get rid of 4 over 3? 3 over 4 to both sides, right? But you gotta do it to both sides because that's how you do the equation. 3 over 4 to the both sides. And then that should be 2x plus 3 to the, well, this one's just being 4th roots of 81 to the third. Obviously, we don't know what's 81 to the third is, but we do know 4th roots of 81. What's a 4th root of 81? 3. So it'll be 3 to the third. Now, do I have to plus minus here? I need to because this is even roots. Unfortunately, that's true. So this one's a plus minus 27. 2x plus 3. So I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. So 2x equal to negative 3 plus minus 27. And I'll divide by 2 on both sides. So it'll be x equal to negative 3 plus minus 27 over 2. So I'm going to figure out what this is. So negative 3 plus 24 is equal to 24 over 2. That's equal to 12. And this one's negative 30 over 2. That's equal to negative 15. So that's answer of 12 and negative 15. Do you guys get that?
Yeah.
Diego got it? Nice. If you didn't get it, can you tell me where you mess up? Because I'd rather know where you mess up. Emma, where you mess up? Did you mess up? No? Anna, you okay? Jordan, do you understand? Are you sure? Now, what makes this one a little bit more difficult? How do you get rid of negative 4/3? You're gonna have to negative 4/3 on both sides, and that's gonna be negative 3 over 4, right? And that's equal to 81 to the negative 3 over 4. So same thing that you solve the problem, and you do need to get 1 over 81 first because of the negative exponents. And you should get plus minus as well. So it'll be plus minus 1 over, I believe it's 27. So 2x equal to negative 3 plus minus 1 over 27. So negative 3 plus 1 over 27 and negative 3 minus 1 over 27. So that's equal to 27 times 3. So it's going to be negative 81 over 27 plus 1. So it'll be negative 80 over 27. So that's first part. Oh, I need to divide by 2 as well. Sorry, I didn't forget to divide by 2. So let me rework this out because this is kind of messy. So I'm going to divide it by 2. So it'll be x equal to negative 3 plus minus 1 over 27 divided by 2. So obviously this is the answer, but you have to figure out what are those. So x equal to negative 3 plus 1 over 27. That's equal to negative 81 over 27 plus 1 over 27. And divided by 2. So that'd be negative 80 over 27 divided by 2 is times 1/2. So this simplified to negative 40 over 27. The other side, x equal to negative 3 minus 1 over 27. So over 2. So it'll be negative, I think it's 82 over 27 times 1/2. So it'll be negative 41 over 27. So there are two answers. Negative 41 over 27, negative 40 over 27. Now this is two answer that is acceptable here. So therefore, how do you get rid of this power is the key. Any questions? Yes. Yeah. Not a harder one. The easy one, I think, is fair game. The harder one, it's probably like it's just one extra step. It's just a little bit more fraction. But fractions actually is the way you manage is exactly the same way as before. Yes, Isaac.
You get 27.
How do I get 27?
Yeah.
Because it's 81 to the fourth root to the third. We don't know what's 81 to the third power is, but we do know fourth root of 81. That means which number multiply itself 4 times is going to be 81, which is what? Which number multiply itself?
3.
3.
I thought you did something different for the 1 over 27.
Huh?
I thought you did something different for the 1 over 27. But yeah.
It's 1 over 27 because this is a negative.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes.
The point, where you got to 2x plus 3 equals plus or minus 1 over 27 is like, if, I multiplied 27 by 27, but I think it's still like a way different.
So I multiply by 27, so it'll be 2x equal to negative 3 plus minus 1 over 27. So technically, I need to multiply by 27 over 27 here.
Yeah.
And that's in order to get negative 81 over 27 plus 1 over 27. And the other side is 2x equal to negative 81 over 27 minus 1 over 27. So now you have common denominator. That's how you get negative 80 over 27. And this is 2x equal to negative 82 over 27. Does that make sense? So you need a common denominator for you to add and subtract. And now I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. So I'm divided by 2. That means times 1/2 on both sides. So that 2 and this is going to be negative 40 over 27. And x equal to negative 41 over 27. So that's why this both answer are like this. Kind of intense. And don't worry, I'm not teaching anymore. That's it. I'm going to give you homeworks, however, so you can start with homework. So for homework is going to be so show me in 3 different ways. So solve it. And B, graph it. And C, interval notation. Second question, the same way. Is negative 6 minus 2x minus 4 is greater, equal to, or less equal to, less than, let's say 3x minus 5. And again, you're gonna solve it, copy, and paste. Okay, that's 2 equations. Third, I want to ask you 2x minus 5 to the square minus 1 is equal to 80. This is negative 5. 4, I'm going to ask you, says 3x minus 2 to the negative 3, 4. Well, I'm going to give you 3, 4 first. 3/4 minus 1 is equal to 15. Solve for x. Solve for x. Number 5. I'm going to ask you this question because a lot of people mess up. 54, actually 64 over 2 x to the negative 1/2, x to the negative 3 over 2, y to the 5, y to the negative 2, to the negative 4/5 power. I want you to simplify. Six, negative 3 and 2/3 plus 6 and 4/5 over negative, actually 3 and 1/2 minus 6 and 4, not 6, 5 and 4/5. Okay, so I want you to simplify this. Seven, 8x to the negative 2, y to the negative 4, minus 4x to the 2, y to the 3, minus 3, not 3, minus 12 x squared y to the 2 over 2x y to the negative 2. So I want you to simplify both. Simplify and simplify. And that's it for today's homework. Yeah.
Not a -2 on the 8x.
Where?
Number 7.
Number 7, negative 12. You mean on the bottom?
On the 8x.
AX is negative 2, yeah. And yeah. You can start with the homework right now if they don't release you. You can probably finish before it decide to let you go home. It's not even rendering. People are soft. How many of you guys agree? This is kind of ridiculous. Okay, that's just me. I can airdrop to you if you want. Just turn on your airdrop. And somebody have VPN? Can you put it on WhatsApp if you can? I don't have VPN yet. No, you didn't get it. Okay. Can you help me put on the WhatsApp? I think somebody already did. Cool. And if you need to watch a video, you can watch a video. But I didn't assign too many homework questions. I want to make sure you do it.